I'm very glad to address you this tonight in this book fair. Personally, Avijit is my son, but by his own right, he is quite famous as a writer, and if I use the present-day term, a blogger. He has become quite famous when he established a Muktamana by name, a website, which is very soon become popular among not only the Bengali-speaking people, but also among the English-speaking people. And through this website, he became quite well known, and his writings became quite popular among the Bengali-speaking people as well as among the English-speaking people also. Unfortunately, at his only a very young age, I must say, he was about 42 years old. Then some culprits, whom we will call the religious fundamentalists, assassinated him in an open book fair on the occasion of 21st February, we usually held in Dhaka. Unfortunately, his premature death brought an end to his brilliant career. In his short life, he was born in 1972, 12th September. During his short span of life, about 42 years, he wrote as many as 10 books, all in Bengali, and so the English speakers who have not the direct access to those his works. But I may say that he started his writings on the history of the development of civilization and science. In Bangla it is Alu hate choliyache adharer jatri, which means the pathfinders, the life of the pathfinders who brought the civilization, science, literature to the world. Actually it's the history of the great people of the Western as well as Eastern world. Among the Eastern world, the scientists like Jagadish Chandra Bose and others, and then he started writing on some other books also. One is about the love, how one can define and analyze this love from the scientific point of view and the scientific theories. This book is became very popular. Then he wrote another book which also brought his fame as well as enmity from the fundamentalists. This book is entitled in Bangla, Bishwasher Virus. In English, if we could translate it, the virus of faith. Another book he jointly wrote with Raihan Kabir is the philosophy of disbelief. Avijit's another interesting book is the homosexuality. The term in Bengali is we call Samokamita. Uh, this is an interesting book in the sense that homosexuality is usually looked down among the common people in Bangladesh and in Indian subcontinent as well. But Avijit analyzed this homosexuality from the scientific point of view, and this remarkable book has earned him praise as well as fame. His another book is on Victoria Ocampo. Victoria Ocampo is a learned lady of Argentina, of the same time as Tagore was alive. In fact, Tagore was the host of Victoria Ocampo for a few months. And when Avijit and his wife visited Argentina, they visited the museum of Victoria Ocampo, the learned lady's home, and they found quite their surprise that the Victoria Ocampo and Tagore, Rabindranath Tagore, had interesting correspondence, and Tagore used to call Victoria Ocampo Bijaya, and they had about 60 letters of correspondence. Unfortunately, it was not known to the people. Avijit discovered these letters from her museum, and then when he wrote a book on Victoria Ocampo in Bengali, he included those letters, and these letters are quite surprise, fame and as well as surprise to the Bengali readers. So these are in short, Avijit wrote about in his small span of life about 10 or 12 books. There is not much time to discuss every aspect of them. Apart from these two books, he was initiator of publishing two books. One is Swatantra Bhavna. These are a collection of articles of several authors, which means independent thinking in Bangla, if we translate. Another book he also edited is Bishasher Bhavna, thinking of faiths. And these two books are in fact a collection of articles from reputed authors in Bengali. These two edited volumes also earned quite fame in his name. So these are the Avijit's literary and works and scientific works. Professionally, he was a mechanical engineer, then turned into a computer scientist and architect, and he was working in, he earned his MPhil and PhD degree from Singapore National University, a famous university of the world. Subsequently migrated from Singapore to States, and he obtained the citizenship just a few years back. And he came in spite of my personal dissociation not to come to Dhaka because he has been a targeted person for his beliefs and faiths and writings. So I tried to dissociate him not to come to Dhaka in February 2015. But he insisted that for a long time he did come to Bangladesh, and particularly he wished to see his loving mother. And so he came on 16th February and he was killed on 26th February in the Bokpial of February, 21st February, Bokpial, on the very pavement near what we call TSC, Teacher Student Center, a gathering center of students and teachers of Dhaka University. Thus they came a sad end of a brilliant writer, blogger, and founder of Muktamana, the popular website.
Yes, sir.
Learned listeners, I will be failing in my duty if I don't say what happened to the killers of Avijit, a vital question asked by many a time to me and to his friends. Unfortunately, the progress of his finding of his killers are yet to be out. The sad part of the story is that killers is still at large, and Avijit's progress of the investigation is not progressing well as we, the family members, expected. So this is an unfortunate part that for the last almost a year, the progress is not worth speaking. In the meanwhile, the FBI, the Federal Bureau of Investigation from states came. They collected some materials and took for analysis. But what progress has really happened to them, it is not known to me because the local investigator officers are not very willing to speak the whole truth. It is possibly that they have not found the real clue of the murderers, and they are whereabouts of the murderers. But I understand that if the detective branch, with the help of the FBI, can unearth the real truth of the killing of Avijit. Let us hope so and pray that our investigation department and Department of Crime will find the real culprits and bring them to justice. Thank you very much.